Everyone, thanks for checking out Glued Hand Hobbying, episode 2. We're just doing a normal hobby hang here. Building some more orc boys, hanging out. Usual stuff. So just send a message chat, let me know what you're working on. Let's do this. Big news coming out in Geek and Gaming Worlds, of course, the release of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 tomorrow. I already have it pre-ordered because I'm part of the problem. That's how it goes. What's everyone up to tonight? You know, the first time I did this, I kind of disliked the popping clips. But I've grown to like them. Probably because, they cover up for a lot of the mistakes that someone who's bad at doing this stuff would normally make. All you have to do is find your digit and cut it out. Something I'm really struggling at doing right now, of course. There we go. Number 1. So last time we did a knob with the power claw and then the kind of unhelmeted version of it just because I think that looks a little bit nicer. This time we're going to go with the Big Chopper Boy, Big Chopper Knob. I also found out that apparently knob is a short word for noble. So I've been thinking maybe I was supposed to be pronouncing it nob instead of knob. Wouldn't make much sense, but that would be the short word of noble. How are you guys liking the previews for the upcoming 10th edition stuff? I know today was I believe it was Votan, Space Dwarves, Squats, whatever you want to call them. It does make me wonder if they'll eventually do Chaos Dwarves, but in space. Those were a faction in Blood Bowl, at least. I don't know. I never played Fantasy, but I have played the video game, the Total War Warhammer games. Those ones are a ton of fun. I don't remember Chaos Dwarves being in there. I'm just going to clean this guy up really quick. One thing I learned from last week is, be careful with knives. Kind of cut my hand last time. So, if you're doing this in kind of a newer hobbyer like myself, knives, they're sharp. Sort of exciting stuff people come to YouTube to watch. I have 2 people watch this video for 30 seconds according to the analytics, which makes me believe they heard my voice and were like, nope, don't want to listen to this idiot. Hey, Morning Black, what are you working on tonight? Yeah, I just didn't want to dox you. I knew it was Rob. Any Space Marine in particular you're doing? Or are you just doing normal Space Marines? I know the recent changes to Dark Angels have really kind of knocked them off their pedestal, which I'm sure upset very many people. I just gotta find B3, which is just a shooting arm. There he is. You know, whenever I do these, I kind of feel like Steve in one of those Blues Clues things where everyone can see the piece on the sprue, but I can't see it, and they're all just yelling at me. Hey, it's right there, dumbass. Ooh, kit bashed intercessors. That's styling. Totally kit bashed, or you have like the legs and stuff from other models and you're putting them together? Nice. Bits are always fun to kind of mess with. One of the really nice things I've liked about Orc so far is just like looking at their stuff online is like it's very clear when someone is just like, oh, I had this extra stuff left over from a sprue, so I just attached it, you know, and it still fits the aesthetic because everything is so ramshackle. I dig that quite a bit for Orcs. This guy came together nice and clean. Very first one up. Oh, my camera is so terrible. I'll have to get a new one at some point. But this one costs $20, and you really can't beat that kind of price point. There we go. So once I'm done with this, if I actually complete it in a decent amount of time, it took an hour to build them, the 10 of them last time, almost an hour and a half. But if I knock this out pretty quick, I'm also going to just take a crack at the war boss in here. I should also probably do a better job of cleaning up the models off the sprue than I did last time, which was pretty weak. Okay. Either you guys going to get a... Are we getting the new Zelda game? I imagine Don's going to. I know he has a Switch. Yeah. No, the second time through is going to be a little bit faster. The question is like whether or not I actually able to find the bits on the sprue this time. I'm hoping to have these a lot more cleaned up as well. I was going over them after the stream last week, and really I just did a terrible job cleaning up the models. They just a lot of just like sprue left over, that sort of thing. But I imagine that's like a thing that just comes with time and experience. Did you, Rob? Did you play the original one, or not the original one? The Breath of the Wild. I know. I really liked it, but some people really hate that game because of the weapon durability. Oh, that hurt my finger pretty bad. This isn't quite to the level of like a chaos spiky bit, but man, got myself good with that one. Just wipes this one on in. I feel like someone who's like really an expert at hobbying is just watching me do this and just like, how did he miss that much sprue? There's just so much mold left on there. Don't I know it? Oh, I only can bash myself. It's part of who I am. character. Oh, yeah, probably fully disconnected from the sprue. How did mowing the lawn go? Oof. You know, if you really think about it, trauma really is character, just depressing. Uh, um, yeah, I just kind of you should do no Nome. It's good for the environment. Like our precious lawns are really bad for the environment, according to a crazy person I saw on YouTube or maybe Twitter. Either way, they were very persuasive. Hmm. It feels like he's weirdly off center on this base. Yeah, that's a lot better. I really do like these snap together kits. I didn't like the very first one I did, which was a not, but I like these ones. I'm also a lot more patient this time around. Kind of make sure you get all those mold lines. One of the hard things I've found is just getting the mold without also ruining a lot of the detail on the model. Because sometimes if you do it, especially just like over near the shoulders and the pads on those, trying to get rid of those one just kind of removes a lot of like kind of this kind of detail if you're not careful. Okay, these guys snap together. This is really the only one of the Slugga Boys. Apparently, I was calling them the wrong thing. I was calling them Choppa Boys last week, but Slugga Boys with. I'm not a big fan of the model or the pose for. He's just so. I don't know. He doesn't have an axe or anything. He's just got the stick bomb. Not the stink bomb, which I was also erroneously calling it. This doesn't really come together too well. Let's pop this back off. Stand down the edges a bit. Still can't quite get it flush. This might be a green stuff job later once I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable with it. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on there though, because this one's just kind of like a loose hanging. Well, now that I say that it's loose, of course I can't get the dumb thing off. There we go. Hmm. A little bit of glue on there to stabilize a little bit. And this is the Citadel plastic glue as well, so it should hopefully melt the model a little bit, kind of hide that seam by kind of melting the two pieces together. Okay, so we got that one done. And we'll be moving on to just the next orc. This is when we kind of get into the Slugger Boy, or sorry, not Slugger, Shuda Boy section of the kit. And this is just the combat patrol found in. I think it came out right at the beginning of 9th edition. It's a little bit older. The one thing I really like about the combat patrol is it gives you the mega war boss, which is just like a really cool model. I really like that one. I also like its rules, although it is a bit slow at only speed 5, but also wearing like just a rump ton of armor, which always looks cool. I'm not sure how it looks on the competitive scene, but it looks sweet. While I'm just looking at it, you know? There we go. Yeah, this one's coming together really nice. You know, there's a weird joy to be found in just building these things. It can be kind of tedious, and it's not quite the same as Legos with like everything just kind of attached together. Although it's a little bit more that way with the monopose. Yeah, I'm hoping it's a bit faster in 10th. Speed 5 is just like a little mopey. It's not as bad as when I played like War Machine, when something was like just underneath that speed average. It's just like, oh, this is getting nowhere. With like advances and all those kind of variable things and charging being like not just a part of movement, that helps it out a lot. I think it's a big part of why a lot of those things can still be like viable, as much as like people caring about viability is a thing. I am very much not a competitive player, at least not in this format. At least not yet. I'm hoping to avoid it. Sometimes the kind of competitive, like doing math to make sure everything's perfect instead of, doing what I think is cool, stuff happens. But hoping to avoid that here. Took a little bit of one of these kind of divots off here. That's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. We'll be okay. Come on. There we go. I was thinking about with the shooter boys, depending on how they change up the rules. And dwarves are speed 5. Orcs should be faster. I don't know what orc boys are speed though. Anyone wants to look that up on Wikipedia or something? I feel weird like getting a book out and just looking at it. I'll get the other half of the slugga. Prosciutto. I'm terrible with these names. I was thinking about it. I don't know how much the Chapo really helps the boys. Like maybe the shooter is the way to go. Like, because I think the Choppa is only like same strength, but like 1 AP. It might not be very good. 1 AP might as well be no AP most of the time, anyways. I was looking at the rest of the models on orcs, and man, they all look so cool. Hey! Boys are speed 5? That makes me sad. Although I guess if you have like an entire flotilla of them coming down, it's a bit much. Jay Sobayeski, what are you working on tonight? If anything, are you just peeling vegetables again? Another orc boy complete. That's 4. We're getting good progress then. Only 20 minutes. A 5-minute boy. They called me in high school. Painting a Ridge Runner, eh? That's cool. What color are you painting it? Is this the boarding patrol for orcs? Chaos Space Marines. Huh. How are you feeling about the Sisters update? No, I like that idea. I really like the Elfaris Abaddon conversion. And that's a really fun, clever idea. This is the one I want. I don't think you're Alfaris. I'm pretty sure I'm Alfaris. Question though, if we're all Alfaris, isn't he technically smaller? Abaddon should be looking like him. Oh, also, is Abaddon only usable in what is it, Black Legion or Dark Legion or Chaos Legion or whatever it's called? As you can tell, I am a seasoned 40k player who knows the names of well over 2 factions. Oh crap! I forgot about this one. This one's weird. I gotta like put it back and snap it together like that. Yeah, there we go. Question for the good people of the audience: do you paint models on bases, or do you try and do the basing last? I usually just kind of put them on the base because, frankly, I only care about like the game portion of it. I'm gonna change that up, and having a YouTube show. But besides that, never really cared. I feel like there's probably like a good reason not to. Feels like a thing that's true. Maybe I don't know. Come on. What are you going to do if they make an Alfaris model? You're just going to assume that it's not actually Alfaris? That's what I would do. Oof. Take a look at that. That panel gap. Bad one. You can probably even see it on my crappy camera. Apparently, this is not going to come out. Here we go. This one might need to fully glue together. I have no idea what possessed them to make this model come together this way. It's such a weird set of pins and weirdness. Mm-hmm. Just cut the pin off. I'll just do kind of like a soft socket. Let's give that a shot. Worst case scenario, we can start the flood count. Hmm. Yeah, that came together much better that time. This one's such a problem. Let's see here. How does this one fit in? Yeah, I'm just not coming in with the way that one's positioned. Sometimes these press ones, this is kind of the problem that you run into. It's like the press models don't come together right. I'm also saying this like I'm an expert as opposed to just some yutz. Okay, we're gonna give that a minute here. Just I'm gonna remove the peg for snapping it together. This has proven to be more of a hindrance than it has been a help. Just don't know what they were thinking with this one. Also, if you're watching this and are like, man, that is not the right way to use a knife, yes. Do not use a knife like I do. It is not safe at all. When I first started building models, like 2 decades ago, whatever it was, I used so much glue. I still do use so much glue, probably, but boy, was it bad. You'd just be drowning in glue. Then in a couple seconds, cure. Okay. Now we just got to get this jerk's head on. Let's see here. Yeesh. There we go. Not great. Not terrible. Acceptable. Which will bring us to Shooter Boy 2. So I was looking at the rocket guy for orcs, and they're pretty cool, but like you're already um ballistic skill 5 and you want to drop down to ballistic skill 6. Ugh, that's rough. That's really, really rough. I don't know if I can make that right. Like the heavy shooter I get. I can see that being a thing. And use. Oh, that is not a 21. That is the year 2020. Okay. I feel like I'm putting this on wrong. That can't be right. Hey, there we go. Third or fourth time's the charm. However many it took. Okay. Let's try and get this guy's bald head. Okay. I'm a little disappointed I haven't seen the orcs yet in the action previews. It's a little sad, a little disappointing. But I am going to have one heck of a hot take ready for when it happens. Is it going to be coherent? No, it's not. Because coherence is for the weak. So they're getting rid of rapid fire in 10th Ed, right? They're changing the way it works. I'm kind of wondering if what they're going to do with DACA. I almost want them to be like, hey, we're just giving them assault instead of DACA. And that'd be pretty cool. And they can just like run wildly and be incredibly accurate. But crazy running is what I'm in for with these guys. So. They're getting rid of. Oh, is it going to be the same thing where it's like this slash this, in half or whatever? No, that's. Let's clean that up a little bit. That's kind of unfortunate. I like them being a little different, although I will say orcs just being strictly worse. Not a big fan of that. Wasn't super thrilled about that. But you know, there we go. I did not do this in the right order. Whoa. Almost took my finger off. But instead of focusing on almost taking my finger off, let's focus on how I can celebrate that as a miracle. Come on. Aha! Oh, shoot. That's not good. Hmm. Well. Okay, well, I sheared the pin off with this one, so that's not going to work at all anymore. And, let's think. How do I fix this? Okay, let's get this arm in first. Maybe the reason why I don't want to do any of the works, so that requires us to do this crazy 3 point, kind of getting everything together. Okay, let's cross our fingers and hope for the best. Whoa. Okay. Hey, that actually came together really well. Taking lemons and making lemonade. There we go. Let's get them cleaned up a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Hey. Already at 6 orks done. With that out of the way, let's do the second to last shooter boy. Get one more and one more slugger boy. I don't know if it would be. I feel like separating them out and having two different types of orcs in the same unit would just be kind of bad because they can't. Because I feel like if you're a slugger boy, you pretty much always want to just be running. Run, you run, you run, you run, you run. If you got a shooter, you kind of want to hang back. You kind of want to be chill, a little bit, just a little bit. There we go. Nope, that didn't work. Let's get this popped out. Or don't. Well, this is perfect just the way it is, as it turns out. Because the last time I tried to pop one of these things out, I ripped one long enough. So we'll learn, get a little bit better at this. Decision making skills engaged. So I have a really dumb question for the lore knowledgeable people. Are all orcs green? Can there be like blue orcs? Okay. Yeah, I might change up their colors then. I might make them blue, black. Make my orcs a little stand out from the crowd, and then also just kind of as a throwback to trolls from Ownership or hordes or warm hordes or whatever it's called now. I understand that rebranding is really good for IPs. You want to change your name as many times as possible. All right. Our next guy is going to be the last Slugabore. This one has has a chain sword. Though I don't think they actually have the benefits of the chain sword, despite them actually using the chain sword, but that's really neither here nor there. It looks cool in a wax things, and isn't that all trolls or orcs really want something to get from them? Okay. Enjoy dinner, man. I asked him what he was having. Okay, let's get this cleaned up. Okay. I just snapped right in. Hmm. That's kind of impressive. Snapped. Don't think it means much, but kind of interesting. I really like this guy's pose, just kind of running again. So last time we gave our last shooter the rocket. This time we're going to give him the heavy shooter, which I actually can see using. You just get so many shots with it. Kind of how many shots you get with it. For a single 8-point model. A little bit of cleanup here. There we go. Now this is another one of those swing behind and attach